Hey everyone, Carroll Patrizi here, your host of this very exciting and important summit. Accountability, your success on every level. Let's just face it. And the more we get into the summit, the more we are learning. It doesn't matter where we're coming from, it is about accountability. And we are here with the lovely Jaclyn Strominger, and she is here. And I hope I pronounced her wonderful name
Yeah,
correctly.
you
Uh,
did.
I can, I can put some creative twists on pronunciations, let's just say. And we're so thrilled. The audience, you might not know this yet, but you are thrilled to be here with Jaclyn. She's a transformational coach, and her story is wonderful. She is a wonderful human being. And Jaclyn, introduce yourself properly. I feel like I might not do it justice.
So again, like I'm Jaclyn Strominger, but Carol, first and foremost, I cannot thank you enough for inviting me to be part of this amazing summit because accountability, I feel like, is my middle name. And it's so important. So as you said, I am a transformational coach. I'm a high performance coach. I help people get things done. People used to say, Jaclyn, you're like, you're like, you got to get shit done, girl. Like if I need something done, I'm calling Jaclyn. If I need to, so I'm the person that if you want to level up, if you want to make some kind of transition or transformation in your life, I am your girl. And not just, I'm not just saying that because I love helping people do that. It's because I have done it many times in my life. So I I guess you could say I walk the walk and talk the talk because I've been in your shoes. If you are looking for transformation, anything, whether it's your career, the place that you're living, I can help you do that. And I love it because I love helping people bring out that amazing excitement in them and just seeing them go from, as I always say, going from just existing to living, getting off the hamster wheel and just thriving. It is what it's my MasterCard priceless moment. It drives my soul. It makes me so happy. As you can tell, I'm getting so excited about it because I love talking
I
about
was going to say the passion is real. And,
it.
we've gotten to speak, I guess, just actually, seems like we've spoken a lot because we shared quite a bit. It was really just one fabulous conversation before now. And your passion is quite evident. Why are you so passionate about it? Is it, did you grow up? I mean, when you were a kiddo, did you feel like that? Do you feel like accountability is something that people can learn? Is it a scale? Everyone has their thoughts on accountability. What are your thoughts on accountability for people who are like, yeah, I'm accountable enough, but I can't break through where I am? What is that about?
So honestly, I would say accountability changed my life. Right. So it was when I finally made the decision, because the number one thing we have to do is decide. So once we decide that we're going to do something, we have to take action on that decision. And I took action on the decision and I decided many times. I could tell you, I wrote it down. I wrote it down and I made the decision. But it wasn't until I had somebody holding me accountable to my decisions and my actions did I see major transformations. And so that is one of the number one reasons why I'm so passionate about it and why I talk a lot about and I help my clients really dive into their mission. But I want to bring you back to how I grew up. So I grew up, by all intents and purposes, if you look back on my life and how I looked, you might think, oh my God, you had it was a good life, not a lot of struggle. We did have struggles as a family, you know, lots of different struggles. But me as a human, as a person, I never was one of those people in school who went the extra step. I did what I needed to do. I didn't have a drive. I was always, when I think back to how I grew up, there was always this scared, meek, very insecure person in my body that nobody held me accountable, nobody pushed me. And I always think, like, what if they had? What if I had that person that was my cheerleader that pushed me to stick with something? I can't begin to tell you how much I quit things because I wasn't good and I didn't have, or I didn't know, I didn't have that feeling in me of like, work a little bit harder to get better and then you'll be good. It wasn't until I went to college and I excelled. It was like something happened at me to me when I was in college. This thing came on. There was a competitiveness that came out, and it was like I got to this great school, and now I'm going to be competitive. And it almost went too far. Like it was all because, well, I can tell you, it did go too far. It became all about me, and and what I think is like if we have that person or people in our lives to hold us accountable throughout. I talk about, everything's a stage and an age. So if we have people that are in our court helping us level up at every stage and age, not age and stage, but stage and age, kind of different there, that what that would be like and holding you accountable to and helping you push towards those goals and those dreams and keeping you on track. It's and as we shared the other day when we were talking, I I mean I loved my career out of college. I did amazing. But then, I did what a lot of people did, right? I got married, I had kids, and as I shared the other day, like I was having this conversation at one of my corporate jobs, and I say job right now because it had gone from being a career to a job. And it was a light bulb that had come on. And somebody was having this conversation and they said to another girl that we were sitting with, oh, that's not going to help your career. And it was like, smack me over the face or hit me on the head, put the light bulb and crack it on my head. It was like this aha moment for me. I was like, oh my God, I have forgotten about my career.
Right.
What am I doing?
Right.
Why am I here? And it was this crazy moment of realizing at that point, I didn't have somebody that was holding me accountable for what my dreams were. Yes, I was married and yes, I had kids. And yeah, my husband and I talk about these things, but it's very different. Your spouse is not, I hate to say it, your spouse is not your accountability partner in your life and business. They're not. And so it's really, to me, it's really important. It was an important thing for me to realize that. And it's important for me to help my clients know that too, that if we want to be held accountable to grow, we want somebody else that's our cheerleader that's outside looking in and watching it from a totally different perspective than somebody that's in it with you.
Well, I think you bring up a good point. Those of us that are fortunate to have these wonderful partners, I refer to my wonderful husband as my MVP. I was not really very good. I was married before, and I don't think I don't think I held myself accountable, and
Yep.
I did get outside help anyway. Long story short, I agree with that. When let's just say when couples go to counseling, which is a great thing, individually and or together, there needs to be a third person there.
Right, right, right.
Right.
There's a third person.
Yes, because you're in that anyway. And I think that that is also true when uh, you want to have somebody that has been where you hope to go.
Yeah.
in order actually not just to hold you accountable, but that inspires you because you are speaking with someone who understands the journey.
Right. Yes.
And that's very cool. And I think that is I think that's very important for everyone to remember. You know, we're all here to walk one another through the journey. Someone said the other day something so beautiful. We're all here, and our role is to walk each other home.
Yeah.
I love that very much. So this is neat. You know, you had told me before this aha moment, and when you, which was, oh my goodness, I was working on a career and it's become a job, and I've forgotten about the career portion.
Yep.
You realized that you were not in alignment with the people that you were working with. So that's why it became a job,
Mhm.
not a career builder, correct?
Correct. And it's very, and I think that was also one of the other parts of the aha moment for me was I had lost my way in my life for my career. I it and a huge portion of it was the fact that even though I had this great title at the company, I wasn't I didn't really feel as though I was part of the team. It and I wasn't like I was part of the family of what was happening. And one of the biggest things that I love that is I found that is really it was key for me and that I think is really key for most people too is that when we are working, you know, the people that are in our life that are supposedly leading the company, it's not just leading the company, it's leading the team. And that acronym for team is together everyone achieves more. And when you can be the CEO of a company, you're also the CEO of your you know, you're the CEO of your life, you're the CEO of a business, and being the CEO of a business, you're accountable. The people that you have on your team need you've got to hold them and get share your vision
Yes.
with them so that
Yes.
they catch the vision and can run with it and feel part of it like it's part of it's like in their soul. And there's such a huge difference because I've been at companies where we had it was so entrepreneurial, and I say that in like a such a tight family that it was so much fun going to work, and we didn't think about it. You know, it was like the work and play together, and we were all there for the greater good of making this was a magazine to making the magazine that we were working on, and work the two of them succeed and go up. We all worked together because we knew what we wanted. We had this shared vision, and the CEO of a company needs to do that. And then the team leaders, which I consider the VPs, right? The people that are leading those separate teams, silos, they have to do the same thing. They have to catch the vision. And then they have to learn the people on their team, what's their vision? And how do you encapsulate that to lead people? And it's capturing that vision. And then people get excited. And then when you as the leader or the CEO know the people on your team, you know, that are working with you, you know their vision individually, you know how it's going to work with the vision of the company, and you're aligning it all together, and you get to know the people. And you also, when you do that, you might be able to say, like, Carol, I might have been, you know, you could have been on my team, and I've been like, Carol, you know what? You are so rock awesome at communication. And I know that you have been in back end analysis, whatever. I think you should be in the front line. Would you want to be in the front line? Like, you get to know people, and you can also pull out the goodness and people's superpowers by getting to know them and their vision. You could have, you know, you could have said to me, you know what, Jaclyn, I have a fear of speaking, but it's something that I want to do. Maybe it's something I could feel. Well, then why not try?
Yes. I could not agree more. You know, in our construction company, something else that I just now consult with the company now. However, one of the things that became apparent as we were growing the company was this teamwork and this accountability piece. If it changed everything. When we started having these incredible, and it was a gift to us to begin having these one-on-one conversations in regards to each individual's personal, professional, and financial goals and the vision and what they saw themselves doing in the company, what they would like to learn to do, how they wanted to grow. And then we would discuss the company vision and the mission and how we wanted to serve others and provide value. These conversations are game changers.
Yeah.
And the game changers become life changers. All of a sudden, there's gratitude, there's joy. Your job becomes what you get to go do. It
Yeah.
becomes a career. It becomes like the building of a house, if you will.
Right.
It's the whole framework. I'm covered in chills thinking about it. And it was such a gift. And a coach gave us that tool.
Yeah.
You know, coaches need coaches.
Right. Yep.
We're all growing until we're not here anymore, right? When we stop learning, we stop growing. Period.
Right.
End of story. And we
Correct.
are, if we want to be involved with others, we get to work with other people. I just find it so, wonderful, Jaclyn, the way that you share and your passion for sharing this accountability piece. What would be your number one tip to somebody thought, okay, I'm just now starting to think about this. I do want to grow. And do you think people should ask themselves, is there a key question? Is there a key activity? What do you think the first step? I'm kind of a next step person.
Yep.
What is that person's next step?
Well, if somebody is really ready to make a transformation in their life, and to me, the process is really first and foremost, they need to spend some time with themselves, and they need to really think about and write out pen to paper, not just typing, pen to paper, right? It matters, like pen,
Yes.
pencil, whatever.
Yes.
Head, heart, paper, it makes a bigger connection to write out what their vision is, not just for the year, but and I love looking at things 90 days, looking at it 6 months, go out a year, go out 5 years, and really write all the things that you want, not need, but want. Like, and keep a notebook about it and write out what you want. And then when you have that, what do you want for your life? What does your life look like 90 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? What does it look like? And write that out. Sometimes it actually helps I sometimes will take out voice notes and I will walk and then I'll take back and I'll transcribe what I said to make it easy. Cause sometimes I can't talk, I think and write it as fast as I can think, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like my brain's thinking faster. But to think about what that is, what are those steps in those timelines? And then really think about what are the 5 things that they believe are their, what I call achievement code, the values that drive them, like integrity, authenticity, professionalism, fun, wit. Those are some of the ones that are from me. And then when you have those, what are your strengths? What are your strengths? And then when you have that and you've got this vision, who can you enlist and share your vision with that is going to be a cheerleader for you? And to me, that is really important. When I shared, and you asked, accountability, it wasn't until I was held accountable did I see this major shift in my life. And the accountability piece was for me is I had hired a coach. I had hired a coach for a business. I had gotten into network marketing and direct sales. And I'm like, I've never done this before. I need a coach. And it was the coach, you know, coaching, you think you hire somebody for one thing, but they actually do something completely, you know, different, but better for you than you never even expected.
Oh, yeah.
And it was through my coach that I realized, the weekly accountability that I had to do with my coach, helping me break through things that were holding me back, things that were stuck in my head, finding out what was really my real truth versus what was true. And there's true versus truth.
Oh, yeah.
And and really honing in on that and breaking free. And again, them holding me accountable. And I mean, I look back at pictures and I can see this more. I mean, again, all intents and purposes, you may have thought that I looked confident and great, but I look at the picture and I was like meek and I kid around. And I'm like, it looks like I was trying to poop or something. Like I, I was, I was this like meek looking, the picture looks meek to me. And then I look at me now and I'm like, holy crap, have I transformed?
Blossomed.
Right.
Yeah.
Blossomed, like I have just completely, manifested and transformed into something that I envisioned for myself, my life and my business. And it's and I couldn't have it would not have started unless somebody was holding me accountable.
Yeah. I just, the more these wonderful conversations take place, I believe the audience is hearing, and allowing, I hope everyone is allowing themselves grace,
Yes.
regardless of age, where we are in life, all the things to say, you know, either I didn't realize I needed a coach or a accountability partner,
Right.
whatever this person is, or it was too late, or I think I'm like this and I think I'm like that. You know, it's a beautiful thing to surrender and realize we need help.
Yeah.
And the good news is everyone does. We are all the same that way, regardless of how we are looking at others. We're looking at Oprah where she is now. We're not thinking about how much help she needed along the way.
And I always like to say sometimes we might need to flip the switch. Instead of saying the word help, maybe
Yeah.
the switch is, where do I need to be educated? Where do I need to be held accountable? And what are some of the things that I need to learn? And who can help me learn those things and keep me on track?
I like that. I like that a lot because that really is what it is.
We're always, people say, we always want to be learning.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and and you just said something to me that was really beautiful. It doesn't matter where you are. It's You can make the decision today, and it doesn't matter what age. I think I was reading the statistic that somebody had shared once. It was like, Warren Buffett didn't make his first million or billion, whatever it was, some crazy number until he was 65.
Yeah. And we don't think about that kind of thing.
Right.
I
It's
mean, we just don't. And I do have to say, in my mind, the greatest, and I didn't think this when I was younger, or I didn't know it,
Yeah.
because this is the knowing. The greatest show of strength is allowing ourselves and saying out loud and asking someone for whatever that is, the education, the tip, the conversation, to be an accountability partner. That is showing success takes courage.
Yes.
It really does. And so again, to the audience, my gosh, and I know Jaclyn agrees with this, just you're awesome. You showed up. You wanted to learn something. I mean, it's amazing. And what a privilege to be experiencing and learning and gathering more information with all of you. So thank you all for being here. And Jaclyn, oh my goodness, I cannot wait till we get to talk again. Thank you for your time. Oh, before we go, you're being so generous with everyone. Tell a little bit about what you are offering to the audience.
Okay, so I've got a couple of different things that you can actually take advantage of, and I'm so excited. So, I was actually going to share this. So I'm a firm believer in networking because networking is your true way to grow your net worth. And a quick story is, and I just read this. Harrison Ford, when he went to Hollywood for the first time, he saw all these other people that were getting into wanting to be an actor. And so he became a carpenter, and he became a carpenter to the stars. And so it was his network that he made as carpenter to become, which actually led him to his first acting gig. So your network is your net worth because you not only are going to be able to help provide other people with connections, you'll get connections back. So I have this great workbook. It's like 5 strategies to networking that you need to that you can work on. So there is that. And then which is I just again, networking is my huge jam. And then there's also an offer to there are 3 little books. If you want to go up a level, right? You can get the networking book. You can actually get, if you like to be on podcasts and you want to create authority for yourself, there is a great how-to guide that I put together. And then I have my Unstoppable Achievers Journal, which everything that we do starts with creating our mission and our vision. And this walks you through exercises to help you create that. So you could grab that. And then on top of it all, what I would really, really love if you are listening, grab a phone call with me. I have a complimentary session. I want to help you level up, find what is going to help you make the transformation that you want and be accountable. So grab a call with me. That is I just love it. That's what I love the most.
Jaclyn, thank you. And oh my goodness, what great and very generous offers, because I know how valuable your time, everyone's time is, et cetera. So thank you for that. Thank you all so much for being here. And Jaclyn, I just look forward to our next conversation.
Me too, Carol. And thank you so much for having me as a guest. I so
Ah,
appreciate it. This is
I just loved it so much. Thank you.